So the Ministry of Roads and Highways has been engaging with contractors to ensure that those who have done their work and have their certificates and are owed monies, we are able to get the necessary sources of those funds to pay. You recall that one of the major sources of payment, the road fund, was mortgaged by the previous administration at some very exorbitant interest rates. We're expecting, I think, that by the end of this year, we should be done with that arrangement so that we can free up the road fund and utilize it in paying for many of these outstanding works. So it's a combination of, may I say, inflow measures we have to look at. Some to do with the road fund, some to do with other revenue options coming in, so that we can actually get the resources to service all of these obligations. One of the things that thankfully now we are avoiding is giving contracts to people when we don't have commencement certificates and clarity that there will be money to pay them when the job is done. And now we are able to, because of the functioning of the Public Financial Management Act and the fiscal prudence that we have brought to things, to ensure that before you give out a contract, you have a clear commencement certificate, you are clear on the sources of repayment. Else you will buckle to pressure and just award contracts. And contractors will go and borrow from the banks and do the job. The banks will start collapsing because at the time you are awarding the contract, you are not clear on how you're going to pay for all of these. It's a value chain thing. So as you clean up, you've got to clean up the banks, clean up the process, and ensure that you don't give people contracts when there's no clarity of how you're going to pay them. So in the road, in the Cocoa Roads project, for example, you notice how we've had to do the rescoping and farming out the projects to the various entities that have money to pay, so that we avoid the problems of the past.